Right. So the first question for discussion today is, what is the area contained within -1 and +2 standard deviation of a normal curve? And tell me, if you have a normal curve, we know certain rule. -1 this side and +1 this side, the area is 68. -2 +2, the area is 95.45. Plus or minus 3 standard deviation, the area is 99.73. Tell me, how will you answer this? -1 this side, +2 this side. Do you think you will be able to find out the probability?
No, I think.
Oh, but answer is yes. Because an answer exists. That is why question has come. See here, there is a normal distribution curve. Right? There is a normal distribution curve. This is your center. What is the area we want? -1 this side. So -1 this side. This is the -1. And right side is +2, no? So 1 here, 2 here. So I draw a line here. Oh, I'm sorry. So I draw a line here. Now what is required is -1 to +2. What is the area inside? Do you think, all of you, do you know the area from -1 to +1? -1 to +1, how much is the area? How much is this area?
68%.
68.
Oh, beautiful. This is 68. And now this area, do you have any idea to figure out? Suppose when I consider 0 to +2, what do you think will be the area? Let me check your analytical ability. So 0 to +2. Anybody, would you be able to? You said, you answered correctly, 68.27. I agree. Now 0 to +2.
47%.
Wow, great. Who is this? 47%. Who answered? Sagara. Great. So we know -2 to +2 is 95.45, isn't it? So this is half of it. So 47.7 or something. Hope all of you understand how the 47.7 is coming. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Out of the 47. Similarly, how much is this this area? That is 0 to +1.
34%.
Beautiful. 47.7 minus approximately 34.1. So what is the difference? 6.
13.6.
13.6. So 13.6 here, approximately. Plus, you already told me this shaded area is 68. 13.6 plus 68. Totally how much? Are you getting this? Please confirm all of.
Yes.
So that is the answer. You understand how tricky the question is? Actually, it only requires your basic knowledge. If you know 68.27, 95.45, 99.73, 3 numbers, you are just adding and subtracting things and then to get it. So this is how you can handle it, right?
Can you just
Yes, Rajesh.
47.7, how it has been?
Yeah.
1 second, sir.
You're not audible. So, in order to further understand this or further simplify this, let me also open mini tab. That you can do it very easily. So I'm opening it. Rajesh, you are asking something. What is that? Can you repeat?
No, I just want to understand how the 47.7 has been arrived. Like,
Okay.
one more time.
More time. Right. Just give me a few seconds. Mini tab is loading. So mini tab will visualize and then things will be easier. Yes, it is ready now. So please confirm once you can see my mini tab screen. So you can see mini tab screen. Am I right? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Go to graph.
Yes.
Go to graph. Go to probability distribution plot. Go to graph. Go to probability distribution plot. Now what do we want is we want to view the probability. We want to view the probability. Give OK. And now there are so many distribution which you can see. We are interested in normal distribution. In normal distribution, when I give mean equal to 0, standard deviation equal to 1, what is the name of the distribution now? Is it normal or standard normal distribution now?
Normal.
Standard distribution.
Standard normal distribution now. And so you go to shaded area. What is the area you want? What is the question? We want the area from -1 to +2. Am I right? -1 to
Okay.
+2. So take the fourth one, and also want to give the x value and find out the probability. So now probability is enabled. Now you enable x value. Look here, x1, x2, both options are available in the last map. So choose the last map, and x1 is how much? You said -1, right? And x2, the point on the right side, that is 2. 2 means +2. Now when I give this value, Minitab will calculate the gray area. Can all of you see the gray area here?
Yes.
Gray area is the area between -1 and +2, which is nothing but probability. If I give okay, the job is done for you. I have given. What is the probability now? Can all of you read and confirm?
0.81.
Do you now understand how the 0.81 has come? We have did manually, but Minitab has done automatically. And since Rajesh asked some question, he wanted to understand. Let me give some easy explanation. Go to the view probability. Okay. All of you, again normal I am choosing, shaded area. Again I am coming to the same. I think problem here and in understanding is -1 to +1, all of you are very clear. Am I right? -1 to +1. So 1 to 2 is the problem. So let me make it 1 to 2. When I give 1 to 2, the area, I am talking about this area. What is the probability now? 0.1359. Now, what is the area you want? You want area from -1 to +2. And -1 to +1, how much? 68. +1 to +2, 13%. 68 and 13, 81. Rajesh, do you now understand how the 81 is coming?
Yeah, okay. So which means -1 to +2, it is total 81.
See, certain things, basics, we have to remember. -1 to +1, 68.27. -2 to +2, 95.45. -3 to +3, 99.73. So based on this basic only, all the other things were either for understanding purpose only I explained. But once you have Minitab in hand, simply you feed -1 and +2 directly. It gives 81%. Clear, everyone?
Okay. Yeah.
Now you
Yes,
can find out the probability for any value between any 2 points. Now one of you tell me what is the point for which you want to find out the probability. One of you tell me. Left side point. What is the point you want to know the probability?
-2 to
-2 to? Tell me right side point.
+3.
+3. Now automatically the value will come. See here, -2 to +3. What is the probability? 97.59. I think all of you are now comfortable. If you have Minitab, please do it parallelly with me. And then every time it is required, you will be able to do it. Do you want to practice now? Anybody? If you want, you can also share your screen and do it along with me. Anybody interested in that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
please go ahead, sir. I have enabled screen sharing for you. You can now open the Minitab. You can share the screen and you can do it yourself. Which means you can, if you are in laptop, please share the screen, share your laptop screen, open the Minitab and just do it yourself. Others, you
So
can.
how I can share my screen? Yeah, share.
Are you in laptop? Are you in laptop now?
Yes.
In the bottom, can you see upward green color arrow?
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
You shared.
just opening.
Okay, but our screen is completely looking, yeah. Now we could see your Minitab. Fantastic. Go to graph. Go to graph. Go to probability distribution.
Probability plot, probability
Yes.
distribution plot.
Yes. Now come to view probability because we want to know the probability. View, okay.
Yeah.
Now choose the normal. Normal is already chosen.
Yeah.
And standardize it by giving mean equal to 0, standard deviation equal to 1. That is also already there, ready.
Yes.
Now go to shaded area.
Shaded area.
Now the last option is what is required for us.
Middle.
Right?
Yeah, it shows middle, both
Yeah.
talls and middle.
Yes, middle means between 2 points. Now you know the x value, probability you want to find out. So choose x value at the top. Yes. Now what is that we know? No, x value, last graph, fourth graph, 2 points. Yes, this is for the in-between probability. Now give -1 plus 1. Give -1 for x1, +1 for x2. Yeah, +1. Just 1. Now, before giving okay, Hakim, you tell me, what is the area expected?
Before one, area expected is a 68 or something.
68.27. Now you give okay. Now you give okay. Are you able to see 68.27?
Yes.
That's all. Now you are good at finding the probability between any 2 points in a standard normal distribution. Because any business problem can be equated to a problem in standard normal distribution. Possible.
Yes.
Any,
Sir, I have one doubt over here.
yeah.
This total area in the curve, it's called one only. So if whatever we are, it's a 68.27, that is all from the after pointing decimal only.
See, total area is always 1. Right? Between -1 and +1. -1 standard deviation from the center. Similarly, +1 standard deviation from the center. Now the red color area is 68.27% of the total area.
Correct.
Suppose if the total area is 1 acre, 68.27% of 1 acre will be available between -1 and +1. Suppose you produce 1,000 products, right? So the total area under the curve is 1,000 now.
Okay.
68.27% of 1,000.
Okay.
682.
So it will come like that.
682 units you produced will lie between -1 and +1.
But that 1,000 where we need to input, sir, in the minute app.
No, you don't have to input. See, the total area you can assume as anything. If you can assume it as 1, you can assume it as 100, you can assume it as 1,000, you can assume it as 1 million.
Okay.
Suppose if there are 1 million units, right? And between -1 and +1, you will have 68.27% of 1 million, which is 6.82 lakhs.
Okay.
See, we are only here, it is representing in terms of percentage. This percentage can be converted into appropriate number. Out of 100 means it is 68, out of 1,000 means 682, out of 1 million means 6.82 lakhs, right? You don't have to input here the 100 and all. This is only percentage.
Okay.
But now the issue is, what is the meaning of -1 and +1? That only you should ask.
Okay.
Now let us know this is standard normal distribution. Here you should not try to talk in terms of your real metric, real problem metric. No. If you want to use your real problem metric, go to normal distribution. Don't go to standard normal distribution. Now go to graph again.
Graph.
Probability distribution plot.
Probability distribution plot.
View probability.
Okay.
Now don't choose standard normal. Now tell me your business problem. What is that you want to solve?
We have the services is there for the painters and like that. It's FM industry.
What industry?
Facilities management.
FMCG industry, yeah?
Yes, facilities management industry. Facilities management operation.
Tell me one metric that you are interested in, maintaining a higher capability. What is the metric?
300 FCU and the 300 FCU in the installed in the mall, and they need to service us
Okay.
to do the quarterly basis. So there is a 4 technician. Each 2 technician will go for the each unit. So per month they need to complete for this one.
Right. Let us consider processing time. Processing,
Okay.
right? Processing time. Now,
Okay.
let us say the processing time should be, the targeted processing time is 20 minutes.
Okay.
So the average processing time of a particular process, of a particular activity is 20 minutes. So now mean equal to 20. You type 20. Mean equal to 20.
Okay.
So mean equal to 20. And now according to your data, you have some data, right? Let us say 100
Yeah.
activities you have done. Average of the 100 is 20. And standard deviation says, let us say 2 minutes, 2 minutes. 2. Standard deviation is 2.
So,
So
okay.
you have, according to your data, average processing time is 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Standard deviation of the data is 2 minutes.
Okay.
Now, for this is a normal.
This is a normal.
We have taken a problem, a real-time problem we have taken. Now go
Okay.
to start. Now go to standard area.
Shaded area.
Now you now X value you have chosen and choose the middle one. Now come here. Now X1. What is your center value now?
Interval is 6.
Center value is
68.
20. You said mean is 20, right?
Yes.
So 20 plus or minus 1 standard deviation. 20 plus 1 standard deviation is your X2. 20 minus 1 standard deviation is your X1.
So what I need to put in this one? 20 minus.
Wait.
Okay.
What is your standard deviation value?
20.
No, not
2.
2.
2.
So 1 means, minus 1 means mean minus 2. What is mean? Mean is 20. 20 minus 2 is how much?
20 minus 2, 18.
That only you should put at X1. Put 18.
18.
Now X2 will be center plus 1 standard deviation.
22.
So
So 22.
I have to put 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now what are you trying to understand is what percentage of the time your process is getting completed between 18 minutes and 22 minutes. This is what we are trying to find out, right? Now you give okay. Now you give okay. What are you getting?
You're getting 22.
68.27% of your work gets completed between 18 minutes and 22 minutes. Do you understand what is the normal distribution is telling you? This is similar to the previous one we looked at.
Yes.
Now, can you open the previous graph? Possible?
Previous.
That's that graph. What is the
Yes.
difference between the two? Here you have 18 and 22. Here you have minus 1 and plus 1. But both are giving the same value. Do you understand?
Yes.
20 is converted to 0. 18 is converted to 1. 22 is also converted to 1. That means whatever value you see on the right side are the real variable which you want to improve. What is your real variable? Processing time. Am I right?
Yes.
The real variable is converted into a normal variable, normal variate. What is called G variable on the left side? What is called G variable on the left side? The formula for G variable I have explained in the class. G variable equal to the observed value minus target value divided by standard deviation. What is the observed value? Suppose let us say the observed value is also 20. Observed value is 20.
20.
Targeted process time also 20, isn't it?
Okay.
So what is the difference?
0.
0. That is what you are seeing at the center on the left side. Can you see 0?
Yes.
So right side center is X variable, but left side center is G variable. Now, now take the 18. You convert the 18 into G score. What is the observed value? 18.
18.
What is your expected value? 20. 18 minus 20 is how much?
2.
Minus 2.
Minus 2.
Divide the minus 2 by standard deviation. 2. Minus 2 by 2, how much?
Minus 2 by 2. 0.
Minus 2 divided by 2.
-1.
minus
Minus.
1. That is what you are seeing on the left side. Minitab is taking all the pain of this conversion and everything and giving you the probability. Only thing is you can convert the scenario into standard normal distribution and then calculate the probability, or you can use the real scenario and calculate the probability. Real scenario means mean and standard deviation should be known to you. Standard normal distribution means G-score should be known to you. Whichever is convenient, you do it. Clear?
Yes, sir. So one doubt is, if we want to implement the any process and system as per our Six Sigma Greenbelt method and standard, so we require to have a Minitab with us.
See, Minitab is required only for doing this kind of calculation and generating the graphs and reports. Implementation, no, we have to work in real time. That's all. So implement, yes, of course, no, the calculation and all will become easier with Minitab. But without Minitab also you can do. Without Minitab also you can do. Minitab is not mandatory, but Minitab is optional, which will say minimize your work. All right, Hakim. So
Yes.
probably once you want to actually work on a project, first of all of you please be focused on your learning, focused on your examination, clear the exam, and please do come back to us. Please do come back to us with a problem in your hand. Whatever is your problem, please come to us. We will handhold you how you can actually proceed, right? All right. So can you stop sharing, Hakim?
Yes, sir. I did.
All right, all right. So we are just we are going to proceed with the questions. You've seen only one question. So this is thorough now, right? When I
Yes.
change any number, and if you are very good with Minitab, you can answer any kind of question. So let me take few. Right. See here.
Sir, full screen.
Oh, I'll give full screen. Just a second. Thank you. Is it okay now? But I think my video is hiding. Should be all right now.
Yes.
Is it fine?
Very good. See, a random variable is normally distributed with the mean 80, standard deviation 2, where X is the mark scored by the students in the mock test. X represent the mark scored by the student in the mock test. What is the probability that the score will be between 75 and 85? All of you, do you think you will be able to solve this case? You will be able to estimate the probability now in this case? You know the class average is 80, class standard deviation is 2. When the class average is 80, when the class standard deviation is 2, what is the probability that a student in the class can score between 75 and 85? Will you be able to solve? Please, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Definitely you can solve same. Just now, whatever we did, only thing is mean is different, standard deviation is different. Otherwise, everything is same. So I'll show both the problem in Minitab in a single go. Then let us see another problem. For the same problem, you are expected to find out quartile 3. Anyone here, will you be able to define what is quartile 3? Q3? Point above which what percentage of the data will lie? 25%. Am I right? A point that will divide your data into 75% on the left, 25% on the right, which is called quartile 3. You have quartile 1, you have quartile 2, you have quartile 3. Quartile 2, what is the other name of quartile 2? Median. Quartile 3 means left side 75%, right side 25%. I am going to solve both the problem using Minitab, and let us not worry about the calculations for some time, because let us find some shortcut route to solve any kind of problem. See here, Minitab screen I am sharing. Go to graph, go to probability distribution plot, come to V probability, give OK. Now what is the normal distribution? Now what is our situation? Our situation, what is the
80.
mean? 80. Standard deviation 2. Now go to shaded area. I want the area between 2 points. All right. So I have chosen the last case, middle, and X value I have chosen. Now tell me, what is your left side point?
75.
Beautiful. Right side point? 85. When I give this much, Minitab will automatically calculate the gray area here. Gray area is the percentage of the students who are going to score marks between 75 and 85. How Minitab is doing? Minitab is doing with the help of the mean and standard deviation. So give okay. Can you see what percentage of the students are going to score between 75 and 85 in your class?
98.6.
That means your teaching standards are very high. Your teaching standards are very high. 98% of the students in your class are going to score between 75 and 85. It is only because of this reason your class average is 80. Your class standard deviation is 2. Now, do you all understand how the class average and class standard deviation is helping us to understand the distribution? Clear?
Sir, can you update that standard deviation instead of 80 into 2, 80 deviation to
Okay, we can change. So I am
why
again.
can't it is?
I got it. You tell whatever value you want, right? Now we are going to another classroom where the class average is different. Tell me, Rajesh, what is the class average?
So the same mean is 80, standard deviation is 10.
Oh, this is no too high standard deviation. Too high standard deviation. But let us try. Since you are telling, let us try 10 and going to shaded area. Now tell me what is your expectation? What is the probability you want to find out?
The same probability.
75 and 85, right? I am giving okay. Look here. How much is the chance now? What is the chance now? Only 38% of the class students would have scored between 75 and 85. You know why? Standard deviation is too high, isn't it? That means if you randomly pick 2 students in the same class, the difference in the mark may be too high, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
So that is why the percentage is dropping. In this class, though the class average is same, but the chance for the students to score between 75 and 85 is only 38%, not 98% or something. Helpful?
Yes, sir.
Now we go to the second part of the question which I have shown, where we need to figure out the quartile 3 for the same problem. Now view probability. Now I'm going to make it 80 and 2 only. I'm going to shaded area. Now quartile 3 means what percentage of area will be on the left side? Can one of you tell me? What percentage of the area will be on the left side of the point? Left side of quartile 3?
49%. 45%.
25 or 75?
Sorry, 75.
75, right? So if you take left tile, it is 75. When I take right tile means area to the right. Area to the right will be now 25. But area to the left will be 75. Then only the x is called quartile 3. Now I know the probability. I click the probability. I also know the left side is 75. Now I should declare the probability so that Minitab will tell me the x value. How much is the probability I should type here? 0.75. When I type 0.75, Minitab will give the value of the line. Let me give okay. Can you tell me what is the line which is called quartile 3 here?
81.
Do you all understand the meaning of quartile 3?
Yes.
For a class having an average of 80, standard deviation of 2, if you want all the students to raise who have scored less than or equal to 81.35, 75% of the class should now raise, or 75% of the students should now stand up, because you asked, or the students who scored 81.35 and below to stand up. Now, what percentage of the class will stand up now? 75%. Do you understand the meaning of quartile 3? Quartile 3 is the point that divides your data or the distribution or the population into 75% on the left side and 25% on the right side. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So similarly, you can do it for quartile 1, you can do it for quartile 2, you can do it for quartile 3, or any percentage. Let me show one small percentage by myself. So probability distribution plot. View probability, okay. And now mean and standard deviation same, standard area. It is not quartile 2, it is not quartile 3, it is nothing. I know the percentage of students who scored below a particular point. So I have same left tile. Instead of saying 0.75, let me say 0.25. Do you know what is the point I am targeting now? What is this point? 0.25 means. The point is called. Come on, yeah, don't feel shy. You need to make some try
Left
and
tail.
Quartile 3.
Left tail.
Quartile 1.
quartile 1 is
Quartile 1.
correct. Quartile 1 is correct, right? When I put 0.5, this is called quartile 2. When I put 0.7, because the area to the left I am talking about, look at the graph. Gray area is to the left. Gray, not black.
Yes.
So 0.25 means it is, I am trying to figure out quartile 1. Whatever probability you want, you type here. Minitab will do it for you in no time. 0.333. Now, Minitab will show the point exactly below. 33% of the students will be there. The students who scored 79.14 and below, how many percentage of the students will now stand up? 33%. Right? So, in order to analyze how my students have performed in my school, I actually don't have to know, ask the students to stand up. If I have the mean value and the standard deviation, now every I can analyze to between any two values, between any two value. It can be here, it is 0 to 79. 0 to 79. That means what percentage of the students have scored from between 79 to 100? 79 to 100, how many percentage?
21.
Not 21. 79 to 100.
67%.
67%. Here, since it is a mark, I know mark is possible only from 0 to 100. Isn't it? Test mark is possible only from 0 to 100. That is why I asked you 0 to 79, 33%. 79 to 100, 67%.
67.
101, 102 are not possible. So you don't have to worry about it. Right? Generally, the curve will go up to minus infinity on the left, plus infinity on the right. Plus infinity on the right. Hope you all now very good at calculating the probability if the mean and standard deviation is known to you. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That is why all of you should calculate the mean and standard deviation accurately. You should know the formula for calculating mean. You should know the formula for calculating standard deviation. You should also take care of the quality of the data. Am I right? Quality of the data means it should be free from measurement error. It should be free from sampling error. Otherwise, what will happen to your mean and standard deviation? Will get affected. If mean and standard deviation get affected, your prediction will also get affected. Hope everybody agrees.
Yes.
Right. So we proceed. Don't worry, there are a lot of questions, but I will share, the recordings of all the discussion about all the questions with you in the group, right? So now, what is this? Yeah. Hope the screen is clearly visible, right? So now we move on to the next question. A black belt is developing a failure mode and effect analysis in a software development unit. The following ratings were developed for the failure mode due to a wrong coding. Severity is 3, occurrence is 2, detection is 9. What is the risk priority number? Do you think you will be able to calculate the RPN for this situation?
Yes, 54.
How do you get it? You have to multiply all the 3, right?
3 into 2 into 9.
Very good. 3 into 2 into 9. So it's a simple direct question. Doesn't require much, explanation. Now find the sample size. Find the sample size for a one sample G test. You all know one sample G test, I believe, right? You all know one sample G test, right? It is a test of mean or test of proportion? Come on.
Test of proportion.
Proportion.
G test is one test of mean. Proportion means you have one proportion, two proportion, and chi-square. Test of mean, you have one sample G, 1 sample T, 2 sample T, and ANOVA. Am I correct? Sir, no.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
T test is test of mean. So read the values and then we are going to go to the mini tab, right? Find the sample size for the 1 sample G test. Given the following. Hypothesized difference in mean is 0.5. Population standard deviation is 0.75. Power of the test required is 0.95. Confidence level required is 0.95. In order to justify the difference in the mean of 0.5, right? What is the sample size that is required so that you can say a difference, the mean differs by a small margin of 0.5. You wanted to validate that. You require a power of test and confidence level of 95%. And you also know that population standard deviation is 0.75. Because population standard deviation should be known to conduct the 1 sample G test. Now you need to figure out what you call the sample size to meet this condition. So I'm going to mini tab again. Please confirm, or can all of you see my mini tab?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go to stat, go to basics, not basic stat. We need sample size now. Come here. Go to stat, come down to the last option where you can see power and sample size. Power and sample size. Now choose 1 sample G test. Go here. Now mini tab, now these options are showing. First option, sample size. This is what we want to know. So go to the next. What is the next thing? Difference. How much is the difference you want to validate? 0.5. Difference means difference in the mean. What is the power you want to achieve?
95%.
0.95. What is the standard deviation?
7.7.
0.75. Now option. Significance level. Can you see significance level? When I give significance level as 0.05, what is the confidence level I am targeting?
95%.
95, right? And now you need to know what kind of testing. Is it 1-tiled or 2-tiled or right-tiled, right? If nothing is mentioned, you can always assume it is 2-tiled. So 2-tiled means not equal. Left-tiled means less than. Right-tiled means greater than. Now nothing mentioned, so assume right-tiled, right? Assume 2-tiled. Now you give okay. Again okay. Now a power curve has come. Power curve. What is this power curve is telling? You should have a minimum sample of 30 to justify a difference of 0.5. All of you, do you understand now what is this answer is telling us? See,
30.
the thickness required is 100 mm. Thickness required is 100 mm. And the thickness observed is 100.5. What is the difference?
0.5.
Is this 0.5? Is it due to a random chance? Or is the deviation you observed, the 0.5 deviation you observed is due to some root cause? In order to say it is some root cause, you require a sample size of 30. Why so many samples are required? Because the difference you are trying to justify is too small. Do you understand? When the difference is too small, you have to take at least 30 sample, calculate the average thickness now. After taking 30 sample, if the average thickness is having a difference of 0.5, definitely you need to understand that it is because of the special cause, right? So do you all understand how to estimate, how to get an estimate of the sample size?
Yes, sir.
Let me do the same problem. Power and sample size, 1 sample G test. Now let me say increase the difference. Instead of 0.5, let me say the difference is 0.75. Now tell me what will happen to the sample size?
Reduce.
Reduce.
Very good. Can you see now? Can you see the drop in sample size?
13.
I think sample size is the biggest challenge, isn't it? Every time you do a study, how much data that is required? Now, what is this option is telling? For G test, for this type of condition, minimum number of sample required is 13. So that you can confidently say 95% confidence level, you are saying that the difference is significant. All of you are with me?
Yes.
All right. So the option is here, stat, and then the last option. Now, for whatever is the test you are doing, you choose. That's all. Right? You will be able to do it. So moving to the PowerPoint again. Yes. So now see, this is a problem related to CPCPK. All of you, do you know CPCPK?
Yes, sir.
What are CPCPK called? CPCPK are called process
Probability.
indices. There are two metrics. One is CP, another one is CPK. CP is a potential measure. CP is a potential measure. CPK is a realistic measure. But both of them are short-term measures. Both of them are short-term measures. Now look here, an extrusion die is used to produce aluminum rods. The diameter of the rod is a critical quality characteristics. Specifications on the rod are 100 plus or minus 0.5. Now what is USL?
Fine.
95.
Upper control 100.5.
USL is 100.5, LSL is 99.5. Now you took a number of samples, you calculated average. What is this telling? The average is 100.31 and standard deviation is 0.05. Now for this condition, you just have to calculate CP. Let me show you how to do it with the help of the Excel file. All of you, do you know I have shared an Excel file in the WhatsApp group? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Please keep it safely, and you can use it. Just give me a moment. So I'm just opening it for you. Then I'll share that same file. See, Dr. RK has given several Excel file, and you can use that. And this is a simple file from my side, and can handle almost all situation. So now I'm sharing the Excel. Can you all please confirm whether my Excel is visible to you? Please, yeah. See here, first file, discrete data situation. Second file, second sheet, sigma level calculator. Third sheet, CPCPK. We need to work here. Now, one of you, can you help me recall the values? What is the USL? Tell me, what is the USL?
100.5.
100.5.
190.5, correct?
100.5.
Oh, 100.5, I'm sorry. So 100.5 and LSL
99.5.
95.5.
99.5.
99.5.
Now process average, process standard deviation. Process average, do you remember?
100.31.
Wow, 100.31. Standard deviation
0.5.
0.5.
Very good. 100.31. Standard deviation is 0.05. Now, these values, when you fill up here, the CP value will be calculated automatically, because we have discussed with you the theory. Now, this is real time. You don't have to now struggle with the theory. Just feed it. USL, I'll type 100.5. LSL, I'm going to type 99.5. And the process average 100.31. Process standard deviation 0.05.
33.
Now, what is the CP value you are getting?
3.33.
CPK 1.26. Now, this 3.33 is given there in the option. So you just have to choose 3.33. Your exam is done. But now what does it means in real time? CP equal to 3.33. Now tell me, is your process capable?
No.
Answer is no. Why? Because CPK is the realistic measure. CPK is the realistic measure, not CP. Right? So CPK is less than 1.67. Requirement is 1.67. Process is not capable. Now what is the remedy? Move the mean
To the target.
close to target. And variation. Do you want to do something with the variation? Since CP is 3.33, CP is more than 1.67. variation is under full control. No need to worry. Look at your standard deviation. Can you see the standard deviation? Very less. Standard deviation compared to the tolerance of 0.5. Look at the standard deviation. It is only 0.05. It is in full control. So the problem is only with the mean. That's all. Move the mean. But how will you move the mean? That requires, some changes in the process. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we proceed. Okay. So, all right. So this problem, all of you know how the 3.33 came. Now, desktops are being inspected to check whether the following components are functional. You are checking desktop computer, RAM, motherboard, screen, hard disk, Bluetooth, and memory slot. How many components you are checking? 6 components. So how many opportunities for a failure? How many opportunities for failure? 6 opportunities, right? Since you are doing 6 check, see, number of checkpoints are 6. You are checking the desktop at 6 places. I mean 6 points. So any one of the 6 points can become a failure, isn't it? So number of opportunities for failure is 6. Now you are checking 100 laptop. You are checking, oh, not this one. Yeah, you are checking 1,000 laptop. Out of the 1,000, 238 defects are observed. Considering the collected data as long term, find out what is ZST. Now this is the question. So out of 1,000, 238 defects. Now we all discussed about the opportunities and DPMO. James experiment also we did. Now I want the answers, right? Come here. Now go to discrete data situation. What is, look here, situation 1. Defects and opportunity for error known. So opportunity for error is, I am typing 6. You all know why I am typing 6 here? Because in the laptop or desktop, we are checking 6 points.
6
Now, how many laptops are inspected?
1,000.
$1,000.
And how many defects are observed?
238.
That's all.
238.
Type all these things. Now tell me what is the ZLT and what is the ZST?
1.6.
ZLT is 1.75, ZST is 3.25.
3.25.
The question is about ZST only, right? So you just have to check. Let us go to the slide again. What is the answer?
3.25.
You all know how it came? See, one side is the formulas behind that and all we discussed. Once you know the formulas, now use the template, because template will remember the formula for on your behalf, and then it will work and then produce the result, right? So you don't have to break your head for the formulas further. Now, this problem, the dimension of a particular part should be between 125 and 130. So LSL is how much? 125.
125.
125.
USL is 130. An operator collected a sample of 100 parts. Process average is 126. Variance is 0.25. You have to find out the sigma level. Long-term sigma level and short-term sigma level, otherwise called as GLT and GST. Now tell me, will you be able to calculate GLT and GST with the same Excel file I have shared?
Yes, sir.
Definitely yes. But the only challenge here is we need process average and standard deviation. But what is given? Process average is given 126. What is this 0.25? 0.25 is variance. Tell me, will you be able to convert variance into standard deviation? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Into square.
Square or square root?
Square root.
Square root. Take square root of variance to get standard deviation. Square the standard deviation to get variance. Now variance is given. All that you have to do is just take the square root. Now ZLT and ZST it will throw. Do you want me to show it in the Excel file?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I stop sharing. Please remember the numbers for me. So now I go to the Excel file. Question is with respect to ZLT, ST, no? And now there is one more thing, sigma level calculator. Now see here, can you see the option mean, standard deviation, LSL, USL? What is your process average? 126, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Process variance is 0.25. So I need the standard deviation. SQRT means square root of. What is your square root of variance value? 0.25. When I take square root of 0.25, what will I get? Standard deviation.
Yes.
Can you see the standard deviation? 0.5.
Understood.
Now LSL is how much? I think it is 125. USL 130. When I feed all these things, it is giving you DPMO, it is giving you GLT, which is long-term sigma level. How much it is? 2. And short-term sigma level will always, have a difference of 1.5. Now it is 3.5. Let us see whether these 2 and 3.5 are there in the option. Tell me, are you able to see the options here in your question?
Yes, sir.
Available?
First one.
Do you think you will be able to handle these kind of questions? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Tip, you are equipped, don't see if you have to feel confident first of all, right? You might think that I'm only talking about analytical questions. I'm not talking about the direct questions. Analytical questions are only portion of your question paper, right? There will be subjective direct questions, many questions, which you will answer easily. But these questions will expect you to think, and we have minimized the process by providing some templates, right? Little bit of practice will make all the difference. So I'll come to this little later. This also I'll come to this little later. Right. Now let us take this question. For a particular hypothesis testing, alpha equal to 0.10, I mean 0.1, beta equal to 0.05. What is the power of the test? Will you be able to find out the power of the test? Please. Alpha, beta are given. Will you be able to find out the power of the test? This is direct question, not though numbers are there, you don't have to do any calculation. Why are you thinking so much? What is alpha?
0.1.
Alpha is level of significance. Beta is 0.05. Power of the test is 1 minus beta. Am I right? Confidence level is 1 minus alpha. You want the power of the test. So what is your formula? 1 minus
Beta.
beta. 1 minus 0.05, 0.95.
Yes.
So power of the test is 95%. All of you are with me?
Yes, sir.
For the same problem, what is the confidence level?
95%.
No. What is the formula for confidence level? 1 minus alpha.
90%, sir.
1
0.9.
minus alpha is confidence level. 1 minus beta is power of the test. So all the classes we have taken, you have forgotten. So please go through the recordings and write down something, scribble something in a notebook. You will never forget, right? Otherwise, you have to come to us for everything, right? And now, find the significance level when the characteristic value is not allowed in the extreme and beyond 1.5 standard deviation on either side. Are you able to understand the question, all of you? Please read and tell me. The question is simple only, but the English and the way of statement is little confusing. Find the significance level when the characteristics value is not allowed in the extreme and beyond 1.5 standard deviation on either side. All of you, do you understand?
Yeah,
What are they
it is
asking?
it is like a standard deviation plus or minus they are trying to explain.
Okay. Up
Where
to
1
1.5 standard deviation, I am ready to accept as normal. But beyond 1.5, I am going to be sensitive. I will not tolerate, right? I will consider that as significant. So what is the significance level they are asking? Which means the probability beyond 1.5 on both sides. What is the probability or what is the area beyond 1.5 standard deviation? So we have to go to the normal distribution curve again, right? So let me go to the normal distribution curve and quickly show you where is the main tab. Oh. Yes, mini tab. So hope all of you can see my mini tab. Graph, probability distribution plot, view probability. Okay. Should I go for normal distribution or standard normal distribution now?
Standard
Because real-time scenario is not known to us now. Unless and until people share the problem with us, we know the mean and standard deviation. So this is ideal situation we are discussing, 0 and 1. Now shaded area. What they asked? 1.5 on either side. So take this middle one, give x value and then middle one. Here I will type minus 1.5. Here I will type plus 1.5. Now I give okay. Oh God. So now it is showing inside area. Inside area is 86. What is required is significance level is outside area. Am I right?
Yes.
So let me show the outside area so that it will be a direct answer to your question. So I'm doing it again. So probability distribution with probability. Okay. This is normal, which is 0 and 1. Shaded area. Instead of taking inside area, let us take outside area.
both time.
Both tile, very good. And x value, both tile, yes, but same value, right? See, when I give 1.5 here, what does it mean? Can one of you confirm? What does it mean?
Plus or minus 1.5.
1.5 means plus or minus 1.5. So now this will show you. Can you see the area now?
66.8.
0.06, 0.06 or 6.6, 6.6, 6.6, 6.6, 13.2. Isn't it? 13.2. So significance is, more. Just a second. So let me. So 13.36%. Now see approximately 13%, right? Am I right? All of you get the point? 6.6 on the right, 6.6 on the left. That means 13 point some percentage. Let us go to the options. Are you seeing 13.36?
Yes.
Yes,
See,
sir.
see, we are actually getting deeper into the concepts. All the concepts, whatever we learned now we are actually trying to go deeper and then correlate. But when you are actually doing a project, these kind of complexities may not be there. Please understand. When you are doing a project, these kind of complexities will not be there. It is very, very, will be easier. But you should know all these things, and we are equipping you properly. Even only in very complex scenarios, you just have to think in this manner. And now correlation. We are moving on to correlation. I think I'll take another 10 minutes. Is that fine with all of you?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the correlation coefficient is 0.9. The percentage of variation in the response variable explained by the variation in the explanatory variable. See, the English here is they are asking you what is the influence the x variable has got on y variable. That is the question they are asking. But read the statement. What is the influence x has got on y? How do you understand the influence? With the help of r square. Am I right? What is r here? Correlation coefficient 0.9. R square means 0.9. When you square, how much it is?
81.
So answer is 81%. All of you understand?
Okay.
Right? So once we are thorough with the basics and the terminology, you will be able to understand the situation and then you will also be able to do it. Now, moving on. In two-way ANOVA. Two-way ANOVA means how many factors?
2 factors.
2 factors. One factor at 4 levels. Another factor at 3 levels. So what will be the total number of experiments now?
7.
I have taught this in design of experiments. This question is only to the black belts. In design of experiments, I have taught you. The total number of experiments can be obtained by a formula where you just have to multiply all the levels. 2 factors. So you have one factor at 4 level, other factor at 3 level.
12.
4 into 3, 12. Total number of experiments
So,
are 12. Degree of freedom is n minus 1. 12 minus 1 is how much?
11.
Well, all of you understand degree of freedom is n minus 1. Am I correct or not?
Yes.
I think degree of freedom is explained to you. Anybody raise the question in the training? Nobody raised it, right? What is degree of freedom? You know the answer? What is degree of freedom?
Experiments minus 1.
But what is the practical meaning? Formula is n minus 1. Yes, very good. You're right. You are able to get the answer. What is the meaning of degree of freedom? I think RK could have gave an example of chairs. Now imagine we have 3 people, Anand, Rajesh, and Bhavin. I have exactly 3 chairs. Now first, Anand is going to sit in the chair. Do you think Anand will have the liberty to choose one of the chair?
No.
Maybe.
There are 3 chairs available. Now Anand can sit in any of the chair. Am I right or not?
yes, sir.
He was given the freedom to choose one out of the 3. Now I am sending Rajesh. Now Rajesh is also given a freedom to choose one out of the
2 out of
2. Now the last left out is Bhavin. Do you think Bhavin also have some choice?
No.
It doesn't have.
Always the last person will not have the choice, right? And that is why the formula is n minus 1. Right? So the degree of freedom is n minus 1. Anything you calculate average, you calculate standard, whatever you calculate, it is based on certain number. Let us say the number of experiment is 12. There are 12 data points. Using the 12 data points, you are calculating average. Out of the 12, if 11 experiments are fixed, 11 experiment values are known, 12th experiment value will be determined on the 11 values, because for a particular average, the 12th value should be a particular value, isn't it? So that is why n minus 1. So 12 experiments minus 1, 11. Now going to next question. In one-way ANOVA with the 4 levels of a factor without replication, no replication. One factor, 4 level. So what is the total number of experiments?
14.
4.
4 only. One factor, 4 level, no replication. No replication means every experiment one time only. First level, second level, third level, 4 level, 4 experiment. Now what will be the degree of freedom?
3.
3.
All. And now these are the questions which are little advanced. I wanted to discuss with all of you. Trust me, the questions you are going to face are going to be lesser. The level will be lesser than what we have discussed. The level will be lesser than what we have discussed. But for your understanding purpose, I have discussed all these questions. Now quickly I'll show you a few more questions which are definitely easier level. The mean and standard deviation of the data set. If I give you a data set, do you think you will be able to calculate mean and standard deviation?
No.
Who is saying no?
No. By seeing this number, it is no, but it is for this.
If the numbers are provided, type them in Excel. Find out the mean. You have the formula for mean, in Excel. Equal to average, isn't it?
Average.
Yes, yes.
Similarly, standard deviation also, you have stdev.s,
Yes.
right? Use Excel or feed the data in Minitab to create a graphical summary or descriptive statistic that will throw the result. You don't have to do anything. Though we have taught you the formula, square root of summation of x minus x bar whole squared by n minus 1. We don't want you to do that now. That is for your knowledge. But now, shortcut is template. You should have an Excel or you should have a Minitab. And now, what is the area contained within plus or minus 3 standard deviation?
99.73.
And which of the following is the correct formula? DPMO. DPO into 1 million.
Defect. 1 billion.
Oh.
10 lakhs.
DPO means defects.
Per opportunity.
Per
DPU
million
means,
opportunity.
DPU means
Defects per unit.
very good. You know everything. And now see here, the Excel Sigma level calculator is helping you in many situations. There is a problem here about the dimension. LSL is 225, USL is 230. Number of sample is 100. Process average is given. Variance is given. You are expected to calculate ZLT and ZST. You just have to type the values. Do you know how the standard deviation is arrived here?
Yes, sir.
How?
Square root of
Root of variance.
When variance is given, take the square root and then use it. Blindly, when you type the same point for here, your answer will be right. See, now you are preparing yourself for the questions and answers. It could be an examination or it could be an interview, right? But implementation is an easy job. When you are very good here, implementation will be an easy job, right? Implementation doesn't require, this much thinking. You can definitely be able to handle. 3,000 dishes are inspected, 60 are defective. What is your ZST? Out of 3,000, 60 are defective. And there are this sheet I have given you. See here, can you see the calculations here? You just have to give these two values and Minitab will throw away. What is the answer? 3.55. Clear, everyone? Now another situation. While editing orders over the phone representative must mandatorily check for 6 field. What is the number of opportunities you are checking? 6. The quality team sampled 200 calls and found 5 defects. Number of sample is 200. The number of defects observed 5. Can you see the entry here? 5, 206. What is the ZLT?
Yes, 2.5. 6 foot.
See, an analytical question is simply becoming, a data entry. That all. You just have to pick up the data and enter here and get your output. And then you are through with the answer. For a process CP equal to 0.94, CP equal to 0.33, what action is needed to improve the capability? Come on, please. What action is needed to improve the capability?
Mean closer to target and reduce variation.
Yes, it is highlighted in red color, so you have read it correctly. But nobody is going to ask the question in this manner except me. All right, now tell me how do you know you should move the mean? Tell me. Why should you move the mean? How do you understood this? What is making you to frame this statement? Language. Move the mean closer to target.
Because CP is greater than CPK.
Fantastic. CP and CPK are different. Whenever they are different, you should use this. Now it is the process owner's headache to move the mean. Now automatically all the technical thinking will happen. Oh, this fellow is asking to move the mean, but how can I move the mean? Do something properly. And now why do I use the term reduce variation? What is the answer? What is the logic behind using the word reduce variation?
Reduce the defects.
No. See, the statement as we have framed, CP, CPK only. First one, Bhavin helped us. CP, CPK are different, so we have to move the mean. Why we should reduce the variation? CP is less than 1.67. Clear?
Yes, sir.
CP, when the CP is more than 1.67, I am okay with the variation. I don't have to further work. Now, data being used in the initial setup of a process are assumed to have a normal distribution. The target is set at the center and specification limits are set at plus or minus 3 sigma. Plus or minus 3 sigma means control limit. Specification limits are set exactly at control limit. In other language, specification limit and control limit are overlapping. Now, what is be the CPK in this condition? Anybody? Specification limit and control limit are overlapping. What is the sigma level of the process when they are overlapping?
3 sigma.
3 sigma. When the control limit and specification limit are overlapping, your CPK will be equal to 1. Always when we multiply the CPK by 3, we get sigma. Now, since the process is 3 sigma, you divide by 3 to get your CPK value. Clear? Significance level in a sampling study is fixed as 1%. What will be the confidence level? Come on, by this time you can give answer very fast.
99%.
9%
Very
is
good. That's all.
highlighted.
We already discussed the case. It's a
100%.
mere repetition. A company want to know whether the proportion of customer who respond to a survey increases by providing an incentive. No, if you fill up my survey, I'll give you a discount coupon. And now they are checking the proportion. They are checking a proportion. One case is no incentive. Another case is with incentive. When I give the incentive, do you think the proportion of response will increase?
Yes.
Expected to increase, right? And what is this hypothesis testing? 1 proportion or 2 proportion?
2%.
2 proportion. Because there are 2 cases. One without incentive, one with incentive. Very good. For a particular task, assumption is turnaround. A turnaround time is a function of a region. TAT means turnaround time is a function of region. Then hypothesis testing, which can be used to ascertain the same.
ANOVA.
ANOVA. Assumption is turnaround time is a function of the region. So the point is whether the turnaround time varies because of the region. There are 3 groups, FR, DE and UK, maybe 3 different regions, France, Denmark or something. So there are 3 regions. Is the turnaround time different for different regions? Turnaround time is a continuous data, more than 2 groups, so it is ANOVA. And here you are asked to find out the correct null hypothesis. Null hypothesis means equal to symbol should be there. Am I right?
Yes.
You have 2 options. Either C will be correct or D will be correct. And null hypothesis symbol is H naught,
HO.
not HA. So the third option doesn't hold good. The fourth one is holding good.
Okay.
Which test will you conduct to compare variance of more than 2 groups? In one slide, I have covered it. Variance of more than 2 groups, you can compare, you can study using a test called Bartlett test. And this requires data. Data will be given. You just have to perform ANOVA using Minitab, and you should look at the p-value. If p-value is less than 5%, there is significant difference. If p-value is more than 5%, there is no difference. Am I right? This is how we take decision, right? So this I'm not going to do it. Now this one. Closer the closer the correlation coefficient to plus or minus 1, the relationship is stronger, moderate,
Stronger.
weaker, or dubious. What do you think?
Stronger.
Stronger. 0 means weaker, right? The coefficient of correlation between u equal to x and v equal to minus x. Will you be able to find out the correlation coefficient? One is u equal to x, another one is v equal to minus x. Between u and v, what is the correlation coefficient? It is just minus 1. This is plus x, this is minus x. So the between u and v, the relationship is minus 1. Why do I say minus 1? When u equal to plus 1, v equal to minus 1. Exactly opposite, right? But anyway, when u equal to 1, one of you tell me when u equal to 1, what will be v?
-1.
Minus 1. So when I change x u by 1 unit, v also changes by 1 unit, but in the opposite direction. So correlation coefficient is -1. This is what we discussed. Now there is a regression equation. Now this is a very interesting question. Hope all of you will like, right? Because y is nothing but the variable. What do you call? Y is alcohol content in the blood. When the alcohol content in the blood will increase? When you consume alcohol, right? When you consume beer. Do you have such experience? So when you consume beer, your alcohol will increase. So increase in alcohol is y variable. Number of beers you consume is x variable, isn't it?
Yes.
Now the number of beers you consume and the alcohol level in your blood is represented as a regression equation. Now what is your understanding on this? Each beer consumed increases the blood alcohol by an average amount of 1.8%. That 1.8 is coming from here. This is called regression coefficient. A simple linear regression equation. We have analyzed the bits and pieces of this using calorie consumed and weight gain. But here it is using beers consumed and alcohol gain. That's the difference, right? That's it. So I think we have discussed enough number of even challenging questions. And don't simply come to a conclusion that your exam will be tougher. No. You have prepared yourself for the worst, right? Which means the exam will definitely be very, very lighter to you. What I suggest to you is just try to understand whatever we discussed and then give a attempt to the mock questions which I have shared in the group. All of you, do you know that I have shared the mock questions in the group?
Yes.
Yes, sir. But whether the link is active?
The link is
The
always
Yes. Yes.
link is active.
Right.
You give it a try. Whether you know the answer or not, you give it a try. Then a mail will come to you. Whatever questions you answered wrongly, that will show the correct answer so that you will be able to correct yourself. These two things, if you do it sincerely, in my opinion, you will get 90% and above. All right.
Okay. Sir.
So all the very best. And tomorrow you have one more slot. Dr. RK will be available. Please join the class sharp at 8 o'clock because we start the meeting and then more than 5-10 minutes. If none of you join, we generally think that you are not coming on the day. And so he might close the meeting. So please don't join the meeting later than 8-10. Within 10 minutes, all of you please join. Tomorrow, the meeting ID and passcode we'll share. And he will also throw some useful inputs about the exam question as well as certain concept. So shall we close for the day?
Yes. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
It was helpful.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. I'll share the link of this particular video. I'll be posting the video in my channel.
Sure. Sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.